Laila Ali defends her IBA Super Middleweight Championship, knocking out Nikki Eplon. The referee stopped the contest. It was quite evident. It was a good fight. It took 4 knockdowns, but it was the beatdown.
It was a beatdown, most definitely. As I was saying before the fight was halted, I think when Nikki looked back on this fight, she's going to realize that she had a good chance if only she could have kept her back off the rope. And they're going to have to go to school on that. Maybe she can improve on that, maybe come back for a rematch. I don't know.
I tell you what, you have 2 glamour queens in the ring, 2 very attractive women in the ring, Nikki Eplon, Laila Ali. And let's take a look at the first knockdown here in round number 4. And as you can see, it's that right hand, and then that left hook to the body, and see that vicious right uppercut.
It was awesome.
I saw it there, and it was a picture-perfect punch. The thing about it, she's been working on so much in the gym. But what I enjoyed about what Buddy McGurk has added to the arsenal, and here's the final knockout. You can see it, a barrage of punches. Nikki Eplon, as game, as great as she tried to challenge, she couldn't stand up to what was going to happen in the ring, and I'm talking Laila Ali doing her thing. We're going to talk to Laila Ali shortly after the decision is announced. She's happy. She's got another fight scheduled, Louisville, Kentucky, on the undercard of the Mike Tyson fight on July 30th. The opponent has not been named, but I tell you what, she can still fight.
Yeah,
you know why?
She didn't get bruised tonight. I mean, she's not sore. She shouldn't be sore, unless her fists are hurting. But she looks great. I think she's at the top of her game, and it's great. It's good that they're keeping her active right now.
Definitely is good. You know what, folks? If you've been seeing the action and enjoying it all, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm talking Nikki and, of course, Laila put on a great show. You got to give your credit to Nikki Eplon. I mean, she went down. She just kept getting back up, but 4 knockdowns, just too much. And the referee, as well as the crowd here, had mercy on her and said, hey, stop it before it even gets worse.
Oh, definitely. You know, I don't think that she could do any more after those 4 knockdowns. And I think she underestimated Laila's power.
Well, Laila definitely has the power of a champion. We're going to get ready to go to our ring announcer, the very ever-popular Henry Discombobulating Jones. Let's again show the knockdown, and I'm talking what Laila Ali did in the ring against Nikki Eplon. You watch it, and after we finish, we'll go to Discombobulating Jones. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Henry Discombobulating Jones, who has all the particulars of all of tonight's action.
1 minute, 30 seconds of the 4th round to the winner. IBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Laila Ali. Let's hear it for a very game Nikki Eplon as well. In the corner of the winner tonight, world-renowned trainer, Mr. Buddy McGurk.
I've got the pretty lady, the first lady of boxing. Talk about this fight. It was a very tough fight because, let's face it, this was a young lady who wasn't afraid of you mentally, but once she got in the ring, she found out being in there with the beatdown,
it don't matter
it wasn't
if
a
you're
letdown.
afraid or not. That's all just part of it. You know, once that bell rings, all the nerves go out the window. So, you know what I'm saying? The bottom line is I come to win, as usual, and that's what I did.
The one thing that you did in this fight was the beautiful body work. The left hook to the body, up to the head, followed with the right hand. Talk about
body snatcher, baby.
You're the body
That's my
snatcher?
unofficial name. You know, somebody else already has it, so I couldn't take that
That's
one.
Mike McCallum.
I'm the body snatcher. That's
Talk about your performance tonight and how would you grade it, Laila? I mean, when you talk about what you did in the ring and how you looked.
I don't think my performance was that great. I had to watch it, but I know that in the beginning I was just looking for one punch. I wanted to get this fight over with, and it took me a while to get into my rhythm because we were back there for so long. It was raining. It was hard for me to get focused, you know what I'm saying? And then I stood in the ring for so long. So it took me a minute to get back, you know, jabbing. I really never picked up my jab like I should have, but I didn't need it. So I was like, hell, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Let me ask you a question. What is next for you? We've got your husband here, my main man, of course, Yahya McClain. What an excellent team and a 1-2 punch. What's next for her? I know you've got the date, July 30th in Louisville, Kentucky. Who's going to be against Laila Ali?
Well, we had a couple opponents fall out, so, you know, right now we're in negotiations with 2 or 3 different women, and hopefully by the end of the week, well, actually by the middle of the week, we should be closed on that.
There was a lot of lip service in this fight, Laila and Yahya, but yet when it came down to the real deal, you were the latest of the greatest.
As usual. As usual. Ain't nothing new, you know that.
I know that, but
I got to act like you don't know because we're on TV. But you already knew.
Already knew. What do you think about fighting on the undercard of Mike Tyson? That's only 2 weeks away. You got some work in today. Good work. You don't appear to be hurt at all. You look as pretty as you always did. What's next?
Well, you know, that fight will give me a lot of exposure. So, but I mean, really, I just see it as another fight. You know, I got to do my thing. He has to do his. So I'm not really worried about Mike. But it's a lot of exposure for women's boxing, a lot of exposure for me. So I hope I get a good opponent so I can have a spectacular performance there.
Once again, congratulations. Now 17-0. Go right ahead, Yaya.
Wait. I do want to say that Nikki Epelon did put up a good fight. You know, I can always tell in somebody's eyes she was here to win. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's hard to do when you're in there with me, regardless of how much you want to. But it said a lot to me, and, you know, what can I say? I had to put the beat down, though.
All right. There was no letdown, but just the beat down. Go ahead, Yaya.
Well, you know, as you know, Laila will be fighting on the Mike Tyson undercard. And Laila defended her super middleweight title tonight, but on the 30th, she'll be moving up in the weight class and fighting for the light heavyweight title. So, you know, we're really looking forward to that.
Well, congratulations, Laila. Now 17-0. 14 knockouts. Laila, she be stinging Ali. And guess what? They can put up a shut-up, get down and throw down. It was a beatdown.
I got to give a shout-out. First of all, I'd like to thank God. I should have done that first. And also, T.T. Joyce, I know you watching, okay? And I know you enjoyed that, all right? So there's your shout-out. You know, and I just want to say anybody else who wants to fight me thinks I'm scared, which they know that's not true. So they want to keep using that excuse. That's all right. But if you really want to fight me, all you got to do is call me. I'm the easiest woman in boxing to get in touch with, okay? Call me and we can make the fight happen. You know where to find me.
All right. The Louisville Lips going to Louisville. Home of her dad, Laila Ali, now 17-0 with 14 knockouts. I'm being joined right now by, of course, the promoter of Raging Promotions. I'm talking about Mr. Marty Nguyen. Marty, when you talk about this venture of putting this fight on TV, and we want to get you on camera here, how excited are you about this house and this fight and the turnout?
Oh, man, the turnout is tremendous. DC came out, didn't we come out, baby? We came out, man. I mean, we always been Laila Ali's fans, you know what I mean? We came out to see Laila do her thing. She did her thing. And Nikki put up a good fight, but, hey, she wasn't good enough tonight.
All right, once again, we're going to get ready for our next fight. Hopefully, we'll be bringing out Mark Two Shop Johnson coming up a little later. Let's take a look at her right now, and I'm talking Laila Ali. She's in the middle of the ring as she does her thing, getting ready for, of course, her next fight, which will, of course, happen on July 30th, and it should be in Louisville, Kentucky. Opponent has yet to be named, but be on notice, Laila Ali is ready to do whatever she has to do to get it ready. I tell you what, Isra Gerga, we have seen some exciting fighting. It only took 4 rounds. It took 4 knockdowns, but Laila Ali got it done once again. She is now 17-0. How impressed were you of her performances?
I was really impressed. I'm not sure. I was really impressed by her work. You know, she was hitting the body shots really good. The uppercuts were really working because it was a taller girl. And her just getting in close and neutralizing the southpaw stance is definitely key to, you know, winning this fight, because Nikki was definitely not using her jab and keeping her on the outside as a taller fighter.
All right, she couldn't do it because she just didn't have that skill level, and it just wasn't there. But Laila Ali has moved on, and you're watching on Raging TV. We're glad you could join us. It became our first fight of the night because we didn't want to disappoint you because of the rain here in the Maryland area. All of a sudden, we got a storm, but the man upstairs decided to go ahead and ease off those tensions and those things that were happening as far as rain is concerned. And we got an opportunity. Coming up next, we're going to have Mark Two Sharp Johnson. He's going to be fighting Paulino Villalipos. That's right. And there, of course, Laila Ali is making her way out of the ring. And, man, she put some punches on Nikki Epelon. Nikki Epelon could not handle the punches of Laila Ali. Not at all. Man, what a fight. There she is making her way. And I'm talking Laila, she be stinging Ali, now 17-0. 14 knockouts on the record. Only 3 ladies have ever gone the distance with Laila Ali. And the crowd got their money's worth here tonight on the East Coast. And it was a good one. All righty, Two Shop Johnson's coming up next. Mark Two Shop Johnson. And it should be quite interesting because of the simple fact that he is one of the very best fighters in the world. And we've got my man, Mr. Mark Gray. He's going to be joining us a little bit later in the ring as we take a look at some of the flavor and some of the pictures here just outside the nation's capital in Bowie, Maryland. Just look at this crowd.
Rating TV.
All right, well, one champion we know is coming our way. When you talk about the first African-Americans in history to hold 3 belts in 3 of the lower weight classes, there's only one guy to do that, and he's one of the best in the world. He was the first to do it in the junior bantamweight, super flyweight, and flyweight divisions. I'm talking about the great Mark Too Sharp Johnson, who's finally getting his due here at home, just outside of Washington, D.C. and